Oh, believe it or not.
I can't believe
we'll start the stream with that. I'm symmetrical. I got apparently a cool scar right here. Nice. Most people don't know about, but
oh wow.
Other than that, I'm symmetrical.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen you straight ahead. Like, I know. So I'm like, oh crap, you have there's a whole other face. Oh, there you are, Ray. I see you now.
And Ray, at this point in 2026, if you don't have like a scar on your face at this point, are you ever even living?
It could be a pampered life. Like, I wouldn't be complaining if I was unscathed.
Yeah.
But unexperienced, that would be a bad thing.
Right here on my chin.
Yeah.
Going right across my chin, yeah.
I had one. I think it's like right on either on this side or this side. But it's
it went away with your baby fat?
Yeah, I went away with my baby fat. That's very sad. After I turned 15 last year, so I
nice.
Yeah, I went away.
That's a pretty good beard for 15, I got to say.
Thank you.
Our little boys all grows up.
Yep. I would say it's like a glory scar, but it's actually for me scratching a chicken pox when I was super
glory
little,
scar.
So. I'm not gonna ask what that means. Yeah,
like you get stabbed in the face, or like something cool that happens.
Yeah, all my scars are from acne, so nothing great.
I fought a bear
here in Winnipeg. We have a thing called the Winnipeg handshake, which is just code for somebody stabbing you.
Oh,
wow.
That's just a shanking, dude.
Yeah. What happens is they pull out the blade. They say, "Knife to meet you. Give me all your stuff."
Wow.
And then you give them all this stuff, and then they say, "Shank you very much," and then they leave.
You know what though? If I got stabbed that way, it probably wouldn't be too upset. I mean, obviously the stab wound, but just like the commitment, like through the entire thing, I'd be like,
to the shtick.
Yeah, like, all right, you stuck to the bit. I'm kind of proud of you for that.
Here's a tip: bleed on them.
Bleed on. Joke's on you, I've AIDS. No.
Wow, this is an interesting start to the stream.
This is amazing.
Stabbing to the face and AIDS.
Welcome to our stream, Ray.
This is great. I'm having a good start. We're not even 3 minutes in. We're talking about scar.
Actually, we're about to celebrate our first year, and we had not mentioned AIDS all year until you came on. So,
wow,
I got to say, there's a correlation there.
Ray's gonna come out now and say, "Hey guys, so I have AIDS." So anyway,
it's our own Philadelphia.
All right, friends, welcome to the Cosmos, where we hang out and we talk about stuff. We were not here yet last week because Dave and John were old man sick. So we didn't come, so now we're back. Or John wasn't sick. I don't know. Dave was sick or whatever.
He's throwing me under the bus.
Yeah.
We had some illnesses.
Yes.
Sick. I was sick of you.
Oh wow, sick and tired.
No, that's okay. Me too. So I was right there with you.
Same girls.
I'm sick of you guys every day. So we are actually continuing our quest to educate David on the glories of Kickstarter, and to join us, it is Ray Jamison as our guest, also known as DM Ray, the writer and creator of the Madcaps, a D&D fantasy comic that is really freaking cool and fun. If you like a turn off your brain comic,
thank you.
Where it's about just a glorious love letter to D&D, you'll like the Madcaps.
Cool, thanks, man.
You're welcome. Now give me my $20.
Oh, do you want it in Canadian funny money? I actually have a 20 right. I feel like I'm a magician with props set up, but I actually have $20 in Canadian here.
We don't know.
There you go.
Nice.
That's no good.
Hold on. Let me see if I can flatten it out for you and show it off. It's like a unicorn. It's a myth. It's all crumpled up, but there it is.
There it is.
God.
There's the side. There's our deceased queen.
There
you go.
Is that still Queen Elizabeth on the front there?
Still Queen Lizzie.
Jersey Gravity Falls.
Better than Queen Lizzo.
We used to go to Niagara Falls a whole bunch, and we'd go to the Canadian side. And sitting over here by my record player, I've got a stack of Canadian bills, and I'm just itching to get back to be able to hand them back. Here, take these back. Let me buy some stuff with this. Get rid of this.
Go to this Canadian strip club and just...
Nice.
Oh, you need a magnet to pick up the $1 and $2 coins.
I had a bunch of the coins. They're the Canadian coins. I like the one with the copper and then the silver around it. I think that one's a pretty cool coin.
That's the $2 coin, nicknamed the Toonie. as opposed to the $1 coin, which has a loon on it, hence the name, the Looney.
Looney.
Yep. You
We have
guys
a bunch
the
of
best
corny,
host.
quirky things like that.
Yeah, and by the way,
Do
meanwhile, we
people
have-
from Canada go to the New York side to visit Niagara Falls ever?
Yeah. New York, Vermont, Buffalo area. I've been to Vermont myself when I was really young.
Nice.
It's situational, just like anybody coming up to Canada, of course. But there's a couple of cool spots there.
Nice.
It does happen.
We love the Canadian side for Niagara Falls. We have a blast every time. Very
Yeah.
touristy.
Yeah, there's some cool tourist traps there.
Oh yeah, very
Different
touristy.
with all.
Ripley's, the Ripley's
We've fallen
Museum.
into every single one of those traps.
Yep. Oh yeah,
They're
I
fun.
would-
If
Yeah,
you got the
fun.
money and you're ready to roll, like it's a good time.
I'm all for the cheesy dumb traps, especially the Vegas. I fall for that shit all the time. Like, hey, you want to go to the Mafia Museum? Yeah, like just the or
How
the
could we not
actually
go
the
to that?
right. It was really cool, and the Bodies Museum is really cool as well. If you ever get a chance to look at that, have you ever? Are you familiar with the Bodies Museum?
I have little knowledge of the bot. Is that the one where they use actual cadavers?
Yes, yeah, it's the one where
They were up in here in Winnipeg for a little bit. They came
It's
through here.
It's
Yeah, they came through
really cool.
Chicago too.
Yeah,
Wow.
have
Well, you
been
should
to
see
it,
them when
John?
they're out of character. You see them at a restaurant having a meal. It's weird seeing a skinless, big-eyed individual. Just it's a bad joke. Anyways, it's that I didn't go to it when it was here, but it was like a really interesting. You see all the billboards and everybody's
Mhm.
like, who would donate their bodies to like be skinned and put on display? It sounds like Thunderdome or some shit, you know?
I will.
What's gonna happen to it after you die? It's just
Absolutely.
gonna deteriorate in the ground. You might as well.
Yeah, I want to
Yeah,
be.
everybody's
going
gonna
to
be Walton
pose,
Goggins.
like cool pose or something like that. I'd
Yeah.
totally fucking do it. It's actually. Have you been to it, John?
Yeah, an exhibit called Body World came through Chicago years and years ago.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's very fascinating.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's very cool. I like the fact that they just have like piece of skin, like the entire one sheet of human skin just pulled and stretched out, and they're like, "This is how long your skin is," and I'm like, "That's uncomfortable to look at."
Yeah.
And when you describe that, I immediately think of the scene in Fire in the Sky when the sheet comes down on the guy and then it just grips on him and he's stuck in one place.
Yeah, pretty awesome. DB Sweeney, right? DB Sweeney. Fire in the Sky.
All right,
Oh
guys.
man,
Gary,
What a movie.
Great movie.
All right, guys.
terrified me.
So,
I'm still terrified to go out to the garbage.
listen, I mean, me too, dude. Just for the fact that I've heard all kinds of things out there.
No.
There's all kinds of noises. And probably my ex-wife. Anyway.
Wow.
But
We're
out
learning
there
a
with-
lot. We're learning a lot this the first 10 minutes of this episode.
Hey, listen, we've been gone for almost 3 weeks, man. We gotta
don't exaggerate, man. It's only been 8. We're good. We're good.
Anyway, so we're actually here to teach David about his Whittle Kickstarter he's gonna do with the small parts. Have you decided if you're gonna do a one shot or are you gonna do the Offspring?
I think I'm gonna do Latent Lightspeed. So my graphic novel.
Your porn graphic novel.
Come on now.
All right,
Come
well,
on
tell
now.
us what that's about.
So
Yeah, give
Latent
us a pitch.
Lightspeed is a sci-fi epic, aliens and other worlds and cool spaceships. And one of the spaceships in Latent Lightspeed is named after the incomparable Angela Lansbury, who is one of my favorite actresses of all time. My wife always makes fun of me. She always says I have crushes on the grandmas like Betty White and
God,
Angela
you're a
Lansbury.
gilf.
And she's not wrong. She's not wrong. I'll go for a little Murder, She Wrote all day long. But it is about a aging scientist who, after a galactic-wide pandemic, 90% of the population is destroyed. This Earth scientist, Latent Lightspeed, is trying to come up with not only cloning technology to be able to rebuild the population, but also speed cloning technology. He finally cracks the code. Some bad guy aliens find out that he has cracked this code through little spies that they have, and it is the chase to be able to catch him, to be able to steal this technology, to be able to so the bad guy aliens can rebuild their planet also. In the process, the Latent Lightspeed, who is 87 years old, has a heart attack And his daughter, who is helping him with this technology, has to not only speed clone him and also download his mind into this clone, but because of the circumstances, he only gets aged to 9 years old. So it is a full-grown 87-year-old man scientist inside of the cloned body of a
child's body. That's cool.
Yeah.
You know what?
Wild.
When you describe that, it reminds me of I don't know if anybody's ever played Mega Man, but in Mega Man X, Mega Man X meets his creator through holograms and like memories, if you will, when he gets upgrades and stuff. That's a really cool concept, an old man in a young guy's body with having something that aliens have never done before. That's kind of neat. I always think of like, you think of interstellar travel. Well, they must have all their other stuff put together, but you throw in a wrench like that, it completely changes dynamics. That's really neat.
I would say that Lane Lightspeed is probably the most, other than the Offspring, probably the most emotionally charged, but also the most action charged book that I've ever written, and it really came out. It was about 2 years in the making, based off my brother's son, who was a wild kid,
87-year-old man in a 9-year-old's body.
the 9-year-old part, the 9-year-old part. He was running around with a water gun with vacation, and he was just like squirting everybody, screaming and jumping around. I'm like, that kid is a comic book. That I need to get something with that kid going. And within, I'd say, probably an hour of sitting by the pool, having a few beverages, I had the plot to him, and then about 2 years later, able to get it down and draw it, and it turned out really good. I'm really proud of it. He's
gonna open it and be like, I'm 87 years old, and on the inside,
he's talking to me. My brother supports, the whole thing. They bought a couple issues and had me sign them and all that kind of stuff. And he comes up. He loves to draw along with his older brother. So they love to draw. So every time we're together, we draw and we talk about comic books and we run around and we be obnoxious.
Nice. And just to bring Ray into the fold, like David's finally decided at the young age of 87 years old to jump into the crowdfunding arena. So we're kind of bringing on guests and different people to talk about different subjects and kind of walk them through the process. And
Very
this
cool.
week we were going to talk about stretch goals. I think was going to be the subject. Yeah. So, we're wondering kind of what is your opinion on stretch goals? Where are you at with, are you the kind of person who every $100 you're throwing in something else, or what kind of stretch goals do you do?
No, I mean, stretch goals is, I've seen it debated continuously. This is my third time releasing a comic book on Kickstarter. I'm a little lucky because my publisher actually runs the Kickstarter for me, so I'm spoiled in that respect. But putting that aside, the big one for stretch goals is the balance between making it worthwhile and also not like giving them your shirt either. So a great example in my book, I had a map professionally made depicting the area where this 3-issue miniseries takes place. It doesn't cost me a lot, but anybody getting it, people love that kind of stuff. There's certain archetypes of individuals that I want to see a lay of the land. We mentioned D&D already, some people want to see that map of what's going on around me because maybe I want to go to a different city or that type of thing. So that's one great example. Also, the only other thing I've done D&D related for stretch goals is, that ain't a stretch goal. We've done a couple of different dynamics in regards to pinups, but usually the bigger and bulkier you go, it starts hurting you because you get the people buying in get all this cool swag. Right. But the best way to put it is if you hit a stretch goal, you should have a smaller slice of a significantly larger pie of backer funding. So there's that weird balance of you're making more money, but you're spending more as well. So is it worth your while? Usually, like I mentioned, pinups, or I mentioned the map. But when you start getting into things like keychains, well, can it fit with the comic in the same packaging? You don't want to put yourself in that dynamic of if it's so bulky, you got to upgrade to the next size of package, and suddenly you're paying through the nose for shipping.
But that was a mistake I made early on. And it presses against, depending on your packaging. Is it damaging the book? Is it, things you don't think about? So you're way ahead of the curve. A few campaigns in, you know, early on, I felt like we were like, oh, we're so excited. We got funding, all these awesome people. Let's throw the kitchen sink at them in the first. And, you know, it was awesome to get the messages saying, oh my God, you know, they put so much in their packages. Look how cool this is. But logistically, it was a nightmare. Artistically, if I had, you know, artists who were working with me and they had to create something different, that's, you know, additional work for them that, you know, I wasn't taking into account as much. If you're adding the book, I was terrible with that early on. You know, let's add stuff to the book, and then you're increasing your printing costs, which you didn't. And then it's a heavier book and it's a bigger book. So there's all these things that my first several campaigns, I was just so excited, you know, to be funded. I wasn't thinking long term enough. But the keychains, anything is a big one. If it's gonna add significant weight or be awkward, so I try to stick to stickers, prints if they're bookmarks. You know, manageable enough, bookmarks.
Yeah. I would say if it doesn't fit in the envelope without it still being flat, then I'm not going to do it. We talked about last time that
the smart rule of thumb.
My whole goal is to make sure that I set myself up to succeed, especially on this first one. Yeah. So anything that can slide right into the envelope, that's probably fine.
That is an exact, as Ray says, that's a smart rule of thumb with it, because I know I will get sometimes like packaging and I'll open it and it'll be like t-shirts and pins and all this other stuff, and it's because it's stretch goals. And I'm like, first off, sometimes it's like I believe in, to go based on Ray with the whole D&D thing and also the map, I also try to do with practicality. Like a bookmark's great for a stretch goal, but it's like, do I need another pin? Like, so that's kind of the thing of the thing. Or like, you know, the D&D Mike Towson thing, which I am doing that for the trade paperback when I launch for Setback Ray. So
when do you launch, Chad?
Sunday.
Next week. Yeah.
Sunday. Oh man, I got a bunch of reviews to do.
Not to disparage anyone, we love, you know, people who get excited and put a bunch of stuff. Somebody who we'd like to guest on the show soon, Lori Calcaterra. Just I end up throwing this stuff in a drawer and then I just have it, you know, forever. And I think that's what happens to most of it too. Again, I'm sure there's people who really enjoy it and put the pins, but just reaching in the drawer for 2 seconds, I can find all this cool stuff, pins, stickers, Lori's hot sauce. Again, this is probably going to live in my desk for 40 years until it rots. I love it. I was so excited to open it, but most of the time, you want to get feedback from your backers, right? You want to kind of get an idea. So it might not be something you do the first campaign, David. Maybe the second campaign, you know, you put out in your survey, what would you like for a stretch goal? And people will kind of tell you what they enjoy. Because
I would say that any of the, you know, money's made, I don't want it to go to something that I need to like have completely separately made from me. Does that make sense? Like pins, all those sound really cool. And in you know, the long term, yes, I'd want to be able to have on my table in conventions, pins and stickers and all that stuff. But if it's not something that I can't physically print or make or draw here, with the exception of maybe, we had talked about this last time, with the exception of maybe like these little postcards that I print out for nothing. For nothing. You get 20 of these for $1. You know,
right? For a song.
These, for nothing. And then being able to even just print out pages from whatever books that sign it and slide it right in. So whatever book that they're if it's Late in Lightspeed or if it's a page from The Offspring or whatever it is, I've got means to be able to print for nothing. And to be able to sign it with a little metallic pin or a little silver pin and then slide it right in there. And that's another, you know, something that somebody can actually like maybe like hang up or you know, pin onto their wall or pin, you know, something on a cork board or something to be able to have it displayed wherever they are.
Yeah. And then being an artist, David, you know, they like little remarks or little signatures, fancy things in there. That's always a cool add-on. I've in the past had artists that have cut up like Bristol board into like little sketch cards like this, and then you can kind of just do a quick one of those, throw it in there. Even I did this one for a Simpsons one. You know, those are nice. Again, you don't want to be a victim of your own success and then end up, you know, having 100 hours worth of work to do either. So, you know, it's cool to be grateful and give that extra added incentive for them to back, but you know, be careful. You might want to, maybe the extra work thing is like anybody who backs over this amount, you know, gets this cool, you know, thing. That's cool too.
I would prefer to get a so stretch goal reward multiple times from somebody as opposed to a really good stretch goal reward once and never see those people again.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Actually, what's kind of interesting is Lori has the one that it's the poker cards that she does as a stretch goal.
Smart.
And I think that's
Those are
really
super
cool
fun.
because it gives people the like who want to collect them, be like, oh shit, yeah, we got to get to this stretch goal.
Yeah.
So we can, get that poker card so you can have a complete set.
Yes.
So Ray, what would you say to David? Like, what would you think of for like, once you hit funding, what is the best stretch goal to like unlock? Like right when you hit that funding goal, they're like, this is what you need to give that people.
I have a couple. I'll share one that's going to be the first stretch goal for this for number 3 of the Madcaps. My interior artist Victor Medina. This was his own idea. I didn't press him, but he's making a thank you digital. This is something of all 4 characters. I've seen pieces of it. He won't even show it to me yet, but he's putting a lot of love into this image. It's just a digital, so I mean, it's not costing anything over the top in regards to printing or anything, of course. But as soon as you hit that stretch goal, people get that digital right away. It sounds, I don't want to say it sounds per se cheap, and I don't want it to sound like it's a throwaway thing, but when you see it, you'll get it for why it's the first stretch goal. Again, if we're staying within the creative constraints of can it fit in the same envelope or Gemini or package of a single floppy, black and whites of a cover. If you've got a lot of likes on one specific cover, black and whites, a black and white print, what people will do, apparently, if they really like the cover image and they really like the black and white, they'll put it side by side on display, which is a really cool idea.
Yeah.
It's a print. It's one page, and it's not even a color print. So that is something of value in respect to what it's costing you to give them. I love the poker card idea. The other one is if you're if it doesn't cost much, you could do something like you've got a scientist. Well, scientists like scribbling on paper traditionally, of course. Something like a little journal that looks like something a scientist would use. If it's smaller than the issue you're giving them, if it doesn't cost much, but that's leaning more towards expensive. The most important thing is the creative constraints and what you can do in regards to printing. I've had somebody brought up a really cool idea of box doll art. So box dolls that you cut out, they look like Minecraft builds essentially, and you cut them out, glue them together so they're in the box shape. But you can give it to them flat.
I wonder, Ray, if you've ever done. That's a really cool idea. But have you ever done like character sheets with like your?
Yes, last campaign we sold them, but not as stretch goals. We would sell all four characters. They match level 5 equivalents to D&D 5e. You buy them as a package, but yes, they fit with the comic. So even though it's not a stretch goal, it does fit accordingly.
That's cool. That's really cool.
So
I think that one of the things that I have going for me is, again, the amount of just content that I have. And I think like having, again, trying to not have to print anything out, having one of those stretch goals be maybe if you like the highest tier, if you whatever amount of money that is, all 5 or most of my 24-page one shots, a digital version where I would just email you that digital version. So now you're getting the cover. Or you're getting the actual printed book of Latent Lightspeed, but you also get 5 digital comic books on top of that. And my hope is to be able to stretch tiers to be something that I could. And you talked about the digital cover, so something we had talked about this last time, it being like a screensaver. So here's one of the promos I did for the Offspring.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Calling it a screensaver. So you're getting a digital. They're essentially getting a digital poster, but calling it a screensaver kind of sounds cooler.
Yeah, that's smart. You're complimenting how it applies to the real world as opposed to just thinking in digital concept. How it is it? Screensaver's smart one. I like that a lot.
That's really great.
Actually, Gerald Von Stoddard does this, and I think it's really cool. And I've done it a couple of times too, where I do phone wallpaper. So
Nice.
when somebody backs it, I've done the ribcage set the hook wallpaper, phone wallpaper for Android and Apple, and then he did this like tentacle type thing for his Immortal Coil, and then he also did a computer screen wallpaper too, and that's a really good add-on as well, or a really good stretch goal too.
It's something that actually has some type of value. I like that a lot.
Yeah, and people don't. And here's the thing: is like, one, it's not money out of your pocket. And two, it's like, cool, we got this. You send it to them digitally. They bring it up on your wall, and it's like free advertisement if they have it on your phone or wherever. Like, you know, shockingly too, the little shit coloring page that I should have done again. I should have done another coloring page, and maybe I will. Also work very well with either add-ons or like stretch goals too. One thing I did want to say too, and Ray, maybe this would be valuable for anybody, is when I was talking with Lori about different things, she does the slice and dices.
Yes.
Yes. And her and I were talking, and I'm like, look, you know, I have the 1500 creator backer where people can send me their stuff, and you know, you get a creator digital comics bundle, which a lot of us do in the community, which I do recommend doing that. But then she said every other one should be like something that might be low money or zero money. And that's when she gave me the idea of breaking open a fish pinata and just beating the crap out of it for the $2,500 one. And then I started thinking of it. So I have like Lori's slice and dice commentary, where when she does the slice and dice, if we meet a certain goal, I'll do commentary over it. And each one is like a physical thing, a digital thing that I can do at zero, like that's like low stakes. Right. The final one is where I challenged Tom Hutchinson from Big Dog Inc. to a fist fight, and that's if we get to $25,000.
Oh, you'll get there.
So I showed him that, and he had a ball with it. He's like, "Oh hell yeah!" Like, this would be hysterical.
Yeah, as long as you get him in on it, right?
Oh yeah, I asked him beforehand, and it was more of a joke. So if it happens, then we really need to plan for it.
Get on that plane for $25,000.
And if we get to $25,001, Chad, and you'll wear gloves, and nobody backs that part. You won't go $1 over, exactly $25,000.
So the
Bare
fun
knuckles
thing is that Tom only lives like an hour and a half from me.
Nice.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought he was West Coast.
No,
fellas. Unfortunately, I've got to go. I got to let you guys go. I got to pick up my kids from gymnastics. Back to Madcaps.
The conversation.
Yeah. Good luck. Good luck there on your project. Chad, I sent you a picture there. You could show it off. It's done by Fish Lee. It's lava foil. It was just made public today, but back to Madcaps. It'll be launching in April, and until then, these three fine gentlemen have their own projects, and make sure to back them. But I got to go right now. Thank you very much for having me. Talk to you guys later.
Bye, Ray. Have a good one.
Ray. A bit of housekeeping as Ray jumps off now. I feel like Ray, because I'm looking to the left. This is the first time we're doing a multi-stream. We're trying to fight the man and get around it. So if you're on Substack right now, it says there's 24 people watching us.
Nice.
If you can comment in the chat, I'm trying to check the sound and kind of manage that, but we're just interested in how it's going. Of course, we'll listen back to it later, but please jump in the chat. Let us know what stretch goals you like to see, what you like to see in packages. And then we're on YouTube through our normal. Of course, follow us there. I did put that information in the Substack stream. We may not always be on the Part-Time Comic Substream. We'll kind of share it around, but we're trying again to kind of get the feed out in multiple platforms. So this is the first time we're doing that.
Also, actually, I'm going to be watching because I just opened up Substack, and you're coming in fine. So I'm going to see. Okay, we're good. We're good. So sound is coming in fine with Substack.
Nice.
Good.
Also, I cut myself. So if you see me on my finger, I cut myself. I know I got a boo-boo.
Oh,
that's what I get for playing with a bottle cap, and What's up?
You gotta put that stuff down. Don't let your ADHD get the best of you, man.
Shut up.
Put all
How
that
dare you
stuff
know
down.
that I have ADHD?
And most importantly, either in the YouTube chat or the Substack chat, if you want to talk shit about our guest now that he's gone, you can say how terrible he was. But no, we're looking to invite in different people, especially as we continue to do this Kickstarter journey. We want other people's opinions, and you know, we brought her up a couple times, but I'm always so jealous of how smart Lori is about all her stuff. And this is her first book. You know, she's 8 issues in now, but she comes up with all these cool ideas, which is important because sometimes when you're sitting there alone, setting up your Kickstarter page, reach out to your friends, post on social media.
Dude, you
it's
have no
okay
idea.
to share other ideas, because sometimes you just hit a wall where you cannot think of anything else to do. And somebody, you know, like you guys have thrown out like 10 things that I definitely want to steal going forward.
Lori is, and actually, I mean, and Ray too, because I always chat with him as well. Like Ray and Lori and a lot of us, we are creators, so we can get super creative with like the stuff that we can do. And Dave, I would always say too, when it comes to stretch goals, is just have fun with it. Like even if it's just you jumping into a pool of cold water, like, you know, just just to like show that you love the people that support you, would be absolutely hilarious when you meet that stretch goal.
I love that, like advertising something like that on TikTok and saying, you know, if I get to this certain goal, I will shave my head or whatever the thing.
Exactly.
I'm not going to shave my head because I want to keep all the hair that I have in my old age. But something like that, do like a water ice bucket challenge or something like that. I think that's a great idea. So that's something that doesn't even cost us. Just, you know, hey, everybody, you know, 100 people give $5 and suddenly I'm, you know, humiliating myself on TikTok, but I'll take it. That's fine.
Yeah. And you look at it like when the football game where everybody, you know, the football players dump the Gatorade or whatever on their coach. Like just do it like that. Like, oh hell yeah!
Do that after you get one backer. Just do the Gatorade.
I will come to your house and do the Gatorade thing if you get one backer.
Nice.
And I will be that backer so I can dunk you in Gatorade.
And I'm really bad about it too, because, you know, sometimes you get into a rhythm now. I'm almost on my 30th crowdfunding campaign, and you forget about that it, like Chad said, it should be fun. It should be an event. You know, you got to put the energy in it if you want other people to. And sometimes what I forget often, and I know other people do, is if you want them to click on your updates, you know, give them a reason to re-engage and reshare that. Oh, look, you know, David, you know, jumped in the pool, or like you said, he said he's going to get a tattoo on his face if we get to 50 grand. Let's try and do it. You know, give them a reason to click, because there's so many.
A certain tier can be like if you
Big Dog Inc. or something on your
If you give money at this tier, then I'll do like a caricature of you or something like that. So it can be something that's even specifically to the person.
Right. Or even putting in the updates, like, here's me live drawing, you know, an incentive or one of the pages or whatever. Because again, we forget that there's just so much noise in the world right now that they're going to delete the email unless the headline says something like, oh, I want to click this and see what David's up to as his campaign goes on, you know.
Right. Exactly. Like when I get, like, if I get to $25,000 to challenge Tom Hutchinson to a fight, like the actual announcement's going to be like incredible. Like it's going to be like a Rocky thing.
I want to see you get punched in the nose.
I want Tom. Listen, the funniest thing. So Tom is like 6 feet tall. Okay. And I'm 5'3". So the difference is hysterical.
It's like Apollo and Dolph. I can't remember his character's name.
Yes, yeah. Where Dolph is
Ivan Drago.
Rocky and Ivan Drago. They're super. I would love it if he could just like uppercut me and we like CGI it or like we edit it so I go flying across the room like into a fake wall or something, like just to make it hysterical, because then at the end it's like, well, I mean, you guys all expect, like, we all knew this was coming, right? Like there, because I wouldn't. Well, anyway, I've actually thought about it, and it's like I think it'd be funnier if I lose, and it's just like the goofiest way possible. But anyway,
listen, I've followed you across multiple podcasts and different things. I have a sneaking suspicion that you fight dirty, so no
bite, pinch,
hard rules,
pull, whatever you got to do, right?
Somebody challenged me to a fist fight Like, meet me in the parking lot. Cool. I have a car. Guess what I'm gonna do?
Last time I was in a fight was in 8th grade, but I kicked that kid's ass.
I kicked his ass because I picked up a desk and I beat it. No, anyway.
Nice.
So yeah, but to John's point, like, you want to have fun with the stretch goals. Like, none of them have to be particularly serious or like, just make them people that people want.
Yeah.
Even if they're goofy. So yeah, and also too,
give them an extra incentive, like you said. Give them a reason to re-engage. Give them a reason to share. Like, if they might get excited, like, oh, we're almost to 100 backers. Let me share this again, even though I back. Those are the 3, main reasons you want to give them something else.
Or you could do
logistics. So, how many tiers of these stretch goals do you typically? I mean, you could have 100, I'm assuming, but you don't want to overload the whoever's reading this, whoever's looking at it. You don't want to overload them with too much, right? So how many tiers is too much?
I mean, I would say to start probably 2, and then have a couple that are secret, that you kind of have in your back pocket in case you get to a big goal. Yeah. I like to do number stretch goals and dollar amount stretch goals.
Okay.
So if your minimum funding is 1,000 or whatever you decide, make it 1,500, make it 2,000.
Okay.
But also have one that's like a 50 backers or something. That's a big number. 100 backers, great.
Okay.
So kind of have a couple of the options along the way. I know Sierra Nova Comics does that a lot. They do really great ones where they're about backers and dollar amounts.
So once I get 50 backers, then that unlocks this thing where all where backers all get that thing. Like, if it's a digital version of a book, whatever, they all get that thing because I've got 50 backers.
Perfect example. I would do a digital one for that, because you don't know if 50 backers is actually going to get you to your goal, right? It's just a number, but you do want to get those numbers up. So that's exciting. 50, 75, 100 is always a good parameter at first.
Sure.
But then the dollar amount ones, that's when you say, okay, now I've gone over budget. I have a little extra money. Like Ray said, you take a portion of that pie, because that's also going to go to printing more products and other stuff. And you don't have to spend every cent, but you want to say, okay, this is when I print a sticker, because I can put an extra $50 in printing, 200 stickers or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's when I start to do the ones that have they require resources.
Yeah, and truthfully, but to John's point too, I'm kind of the opposite. I don't really deal with the how many backers I get stretch goals.
Okay.
Just because I feel like that's just another thing that I have to think about.
Sure.
But I do get it. And that's why, but for me, I do agree with John. It's like, I do every $500.
Yeah.
You unlock
I think
something.
Dollar amount for me makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
Because you could have 50 backers and only have $50 or whatever, however you set it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a possibility.
But I usually do every 500. Like, so for 1,500, I have the Creator Digital Bundle. 2,000. Let me back up. So my goal would be 1,500, and then that would be, once I hit that goal, that stretch goal is for 1,500. Everybody gets the Creator Digital Comics Bundle.
Yeah.
And you get like Bigfoot Knows Karate. You get the Terrible Drumsticks of Doom. No, I'm kidding. That book is great. I'm very excited to have that on there as well. And then the 2,000 mark, I have the Scratch and Sniff fish scented stickers.
Nice.
So Lori introduced me to this company that does Scratch and Sniff stickers.
It sounds disgusting.
It's absolutely, and I found out that they have a fish scented. Nice. So everybody gets, and I haven't decided offhand which sticker they're gonna get. For it, it'll probably be the humans sticker,
nice,
or the lobster one, depending. And then the stretch goal one, the 3,000, I have the slippery tentacle metal trading card, and then so forth. The other thing too, though, that once you get to the more ridiculous, and I know these ones aren't as important, but it does give people an incentive to back more. Mm-hmm. I feel like is once you get to the 5,000 mark, mm-hmm. or like over your budget, like beyond recognition of what you're going to do, mm-hmm. you can also add like my next comic, Bark in the Water, which is about the little chihuahua in a salmon suit. The production cost is paid for, mm-hmm. for it. Yeah. So that would be the stretch goal for it.
Sure.
So it's like, hey guys, guess what? You backed my new comic at $10,000. Set the Hook Arc 2, and then the 25,000 is challenging Tom Hutchins to a fight. Now, granted, all these ones are more like on the business side of them, but it shows people like, oh, he has a plan,
right?
Beyond this,
it gives them an incentive to continue to back. Otherwise, they're like, I'll catch you.
Yeah,
on the next one. But if they're like, oh, he's got some goal he wants. And I'll be honest, I don't think I did a single one last year. I got super lazy after all these years of doing it. And it is just something you want to include something. Again, you may not have to go as far as Chad and do $25,000 ones.
No, I more did it as a joke.
Sometimes you set them too high, and it's better to do the jokey ones rather than set a goal and then feel bad you didn't get there.
Yeah. Right, exactly.
So, be realistic with your first one, but
yeah.
But whatever, it's your campaign. Do whatever you want.
So if I started with 3 tiers, and the first tier is just the book, and it's a $20 tier because it's how much the book would cost. And if would it be, because you want to feel like, I want them to feel like they're getting something more from the Kickstarter than they would just going to Amazon or to Global Comics or whatever and getting it. So
you absolutely should do that. Yes.
Yeah. So it'd be like the first tier would be the book itself. They would get in the mail, the physical copy, and then a digital copy of the book also. So you're getting 2 versions of it. Right. Then the next tier is the book, the digital version of Late Light Speed, and say it's one digital digital version of one of my one shots, and that could be up to like $30.
And I was gonna maybe suggest we talk about this on the next one. I don't know how long you want to do these. You'll never get to it if we continue to talk about it. But tiers, maybe we should have talked about tiers first. But we can start the conversation now. That's a little bit different. I think your head's in the right space. You want to make them, again, without blowing the budget, you want to make it feel like they're getting something special. Yes. And again, if they pick it up at a store, they're not getting the digital. So a lot of people do the digital. I don't. I keep the price lower rather than throw the digital in. Okay. But I know a lot of people do that. Like if I was going to charge $7 for the book, I'll charge 10 and you get the digital. You don't get that, if you buy it at a brick and mortar store, you get this digital version as well. That's a great incentive. Additional books, again, I think you're in a great spot because of that. But I do think you want to be careful if it's something you plan to utilize in the future or kickstart. If you've already given it to them for free for a digital version, you might be shooting yourself in the foot. But
that's a good point.
Always have to sit there and think about monetization because some of it's about, especially being the first one, you want to get people in the loop. And then again, when you launch a second one, they all get notified and then it starts, kind of the train going with all that stuff. So.
I think I'm really, again, in a good position because for my one shots, I think if I stick with my one shots as like digital giveaways for that, I've still got a 4-issue miniseries. I still have another graphic novel. I still have 36 issues of The Offspring that are gone. You know what I mean? So I could do each volume of The Offspring as its own Kickstarter.
Right. And of course, Chad and I will give you a book to throw in, especially at the first tier. If you want to, really what you should do is, and I learned this, is people often come to Kickstarter with an amount they want to spend in mind. If there's not a certain item they want to get, like we have the metal covers, some people come just for that. But a lot of people I'll find just want to spend $10, $20, $30. They kind of come with the dollar amount. So have multiple tiers with that in mind. Have your cheap, $4 or $5 digital tier. That's just the basic. Have your basic book tier. And then you start to have, here's a $20 tier with 2 of my books. And here's a $30 tier with all of my digital books. Here's a $50 tier with, I do a caricature review in the book with the book and stuff like that. So try to have dollar amounts going up to about, 100.
So should the first tier be like the digital book itself, just the digital book, and then like a digital, like we talked about the digital, the promos, and having like 1 or 2 of those that I could just send like digitally, and that could be a quick like $10 thing. So it's not even something that I need to send anybody.
That will be 25% of your backers. People will be like, "Oh, cool! I can give David $5. I get these cool digital books."
Something real small, something easy to send out.
I would say most of the casual backers that just find you on Kickstarter are those backers who are like, "Oh, cool! I'll throw $5 on this." I backed 350 campaigns. I like to get digital books. So always have that be the first tier, right? You want people to
like
get
that. And then the second
buy.
tier would be the actual physical book, and then the digital book, and then something else like a digital promo poster or something like that could be $20, $25.
Yep.
Okay.
Perfect.
Great.
Perfect. And again, we know like people like maybe we'll have him on the show, Matt Knowles from Insymmetry Creations. He does insane tiers where he has like t-shirts and socks and hats, and they're like $300. And I'm like, there's no way anyone's gonna buy it. And every time he gets a backer who's like, I'll give you $350 for that. I'll give you $500 for that.
Wow.
Yeah.
And again, you can kind of decide as you go forward those tiers you want to have. I always kind of reserve those tiers for me. I don't want it to be like things again I have to produce or invest a lot in. So to me, that's your original art tiers.
Yeah.
You put them on there. If people back them, great. If they don't, it's no big deal. That's not original art. You have to, get rid of, use it for something else. If you do the pages traditionally, you can put them up there. The covers are always popular. If that's something you don't want to hold on to, those are what I reserve for the higher tiers, except for at this point, I now have so many books that I can do like a huge bundle tier for $100. And that's, I usually get 1 or 2 backers and that really helps. Yeah. So again, if you have other books that you've already printed at home, you may want to make like a everything David tier. And then that'll be your biggest tier.
Yeah.
Aside from original art.
Yeah. I think that if I were to do that, then it would, like I said, it'd be a lot of issues. So I think that'd be shooting myself in the foot to try to do something that big. And then
that would only be if you're like me and you have the 100 boxes behind you.
Yeah. I mean,
I just have so many.
That's something like a later on. I mean, they talk about if you want to make money, you got to spend money. So if you want people to give that the bigger bucks, you need to offer bigger things. Of course, that just makes sense. But I think for what I would need, that even if it gets to the point where I do 3 Kickstarters a year, they're all for $1,000. As a one-man band, that $3,000 would go a long way to be able to just print books for cons, to be able to print the stretch goal, little things and whatever, to be able to do t-shirts and all that kind of stuff could be something I could do, and that would be right inside of the lane that I'm looking to to be in at this point, and then hoping, like we always talk about, hoping to be able to like take it to the next level and take it to the next level and keep going and keep going.
What do you charge? I don't know if you say your rates publicly. What do you charge for a commission like at a convention?
So if I like drawing something for somebody, it really depends on the drawing, but it could be anywhere between $5 and $20. Because sometimes I'll do just quick like pinups of Batman or whatever it is, Ninja Turtles or whatever it is, and sometimes if it's a kid, it might be $2. If it's just a quick little drawing and we're drawing together and having a good conversation about art. But there's been times where people are like, oh my gosh, can you draw this thing or that thing and make it full color? And I've got 2 days to sit there. And I'm like, yeah, that's going to be like $50 at the most or $50 to be able to do something like that. That's full color. So
I would definitely add those.
So what you're saying is come to your table.
Yeah.
Come to my table. Yes. That's what I'm saying. Yes.
I would add those. I would even add on that you need to add a little bit of a extra price on there for the fees and everything like that. So if you charge $50 at a convention for like a full body character sketch in full color, make it $60, $75 on the Kickstarter. And then again, if somebody backs it, great. It's a little bit of work for you, but it's a good incentive. Whenever I've worked with artists and we've offered those, people love that stuff. Yeah. Can I get my character drawn? One guy had us draw him, as his character, his custom character. You just never know what you're going to get. I think those are always good. And again, you don't want to offer 100 and then end up, having a full-time job out of it.
Yeah.
But sometimes that can be good, right? If you charge the right amount, you'll get, you'll know what's worth it and what's not. Don't give them away for nothing, because it is your time. That is a resource you want to hold very dearly. But yeah, I would offer a couple. Quick sketch and put 3 or 4 of your examples. $20 for a quick sketch, $50 for a full character, $75 for 2 characters, whatever. You just have a couple tiers with that in it. And again, if you get 1 person, 2 people, that eats up, that's 15% of your goal right there.
Yeah.
I always do. I like, and people usually tend to back it when I do it, is when I put original artwork. Like Jason Dube gave me a couple of original artworks to put up as tiers. And I'm very excited to have that as like, hey guys, you can get some cool artwork from him.
Yeah. those have always done well for us. It pains me a little bit to see it go out the door, but it's just cool when someone's like, especially if it's like an unknown book and they're like, yeah, that art's cool. I'll buy that. It's like, that's a good feeling,
Yep. So, but then you got to sometimes you got to split the money with the artist.
Right.
And you're like, go fuck yourself. No, I'm kidding. It is what it is. And yeah, no shit. So
for me, most of it's going to them anyway. So I'm always grateful when they add to the cause,
Yeah. I'm like, oh, cool. I already paid you a bunch of money. Like, give me this.
I think that one of the pros and one of the cons that I have is that it's me. It's just me. So I don't have to worry about anybody else. But the flip side of that is it's just me. I can't rely on anybody else.
Well,
so it's again that like double-edged sword of great. I got 1,000 backers at $5,000, but now I'm spending all this time putting together these individual drawings for everybody, which could have potential to be a really, really good thing. Or it could have potential to be like, oh my gosh, is this worth it? Kind of a thing. So it's finding that middle ground.
And I think that that's why you want to limit it, especially the first round, see how it goes, and say, okay, I did 6, quick sketches last time. That was manageable. I'll do 10 this time, and kind of see what you think. Remember, when you do a tier, this is a tip. Once you launch, you can end the tier at any time.
Okay.
Yep.
Doesn't matter if it's funded or not. You can end it. Like I've made mistakes and grammatical mistakes had to, or I messed up the amount, I had to end it sooner. But you can't go down. Like if you have a tier, a $50 tier, and you sell 4 and you're kind of doing those while the campaign's going, and you're like, okay, I can do one more. You can go up.
Okay.
You don't have to close the tier. You can just add one more. You just can't go down. You can't say I have less of this now available. If you do that, you just have to end the tier, and that's fine. It'll go down to the this tier is closed section. It's not a big deal. But just something to keep in mind. So if you want to start it at 2 and they go the first day and you're like, all right, people are excited about that, let me add 2 more.
So like you could say it's like first come, first serve. The first 5 people that jump on this tier.
Right.
Which
when I do that, I don't like to add more later, because then I feel like I'm being disingenuous to those people who jumped in wanting it right away. So that's up to you how you want to handle it, but you definitely could do that. I'm doing 5. And then later, launch a different one. I've done that. I
like that idea, because it kind of stuck in my brain of like, if you did this tier of drawings, then 100 people jump on, and then suddenly you're just overwhelmed with how many people. But I like that idea of keeping it to first come, first serve.
You can set the number for every tier. If you wanted to do, like, I love to do the early backer incentives. If you back day 1, you get a chance at like a great price on this. And then when that sells, I can duplicate the tier and then say, okay, other people can get it now, but you missed the chance to get it at that hot price or whatever. You can do that as well too.
Well, this is a lot of complex variables to compute, guys. I'm really glad I got you guys here to be able to walk me through that. I would be stumbling through this whole thing all by myself, just like I'm sure that so many other people just kind of stumble through and just kind of learn as they go. I feel, again, I'm going to say it out loud, really lucky that I have you guys here to kind of walk through and kind of explain certain things to me. I'm an old man, so so learning is not my learning new tricks.
One of the things too to go based on like the whole how complicated it can be. You can also do timed add-ons as well.
Okay. Oh yeah, you can choose when they end. Yep.
Okay.
So I actually have one of those as well, which is the Gerald von Stoddard book plate. There's only 10 of them, and you can only jump on the moment the Kickstarter starts. In that 24 hours, you can get it.
Okay.
Yeah, those are always fun. Like first 24 hours, first 42. I do first week incentives. Those are always fun for people.
Can you do something
like you may not want to? You may want to say, I have 6 tiers. Get in where you fit in. I've seen people do 2, 3 tiers. It's up to you how much you want to manage.
Could you do something like if I'm like 15 days, like 30 days, right? If I'm 15 days into it and I think, hey, this is going pretty good and I've got a little extra wiggle room here, can I start a new tier at 15 days and have that be just like a 3-day thing? So, hey, this is, 15 day, we're halfway through it. Here's another tier to be able to jump on, to be able to do it. And then it ends in 3 days. Jump on board right now. Okay.
And that's
Sure.
a good one to send out to your backers when you do a backer update and say, I've just launched an exclusive tier. You're the first one to find out about it, but you only have 48 hours. If you want to upgrade from the book to a book and a sketch at half price, you can do that for the next 72 hours. Like, that's a fun thing to do.
Nice.
That gets people to go back to the campaign and maybe think, oh, did I miss anything? Do I want to upgrade? Now Kickstarter just this year did secret tiers. So you can do a secret tier where you copy the URL and you only send it to people like on your mailing list and say, you guys get the book for $1 off. Or I did one where I sent it out only to digital backers and said, if you upgrade to the physical copy, you get it for less money and a free sticker or whatever. And I had, 1 or 2 people do it. So that was like an upgrade,
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean,
there's so much you can do to play around with it. And again, if you make any real mistake, you can just end a tier, relaunch at any point in the campaign.
Okay.
Also, I will mention too, when you cancel that tier, it doesn't cancel those people's pledges.
Mm-hmm.
So keep that in mind
Great
too.
point.
And
if you're ending the tier, you're not canceling it, right? You're ending it at whatever point.
Yes.
So that locks in all those people. And I've done that before where I've made a mistake with shipping.
I have done that too.
I ended it. Yeah. It'll happen. You'll be like, oh my God, it only charged them $1 for shipping. Let me end it and then just relaunch it. You can duplicate it right afterwards and copy.
For issue 2 of Set the Hook, I accidentally did. I did the math wrong. I did 72 hours instead of 48 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so, or I clicked it wrong or whatever. And I was looking at it and I go, shit, this is going. So there was like 12 people by that. So I go, crap. Well, I gotta cancel that. So I canceled it. The early bird special is what it was for like the first 48 hours. So I canceled it and then I redid the new one. And it was fine because those people already got their books. So I like to stress that enough that they still get their stuff. Mm-hmm. Like you're not losing backers or anything like that, because that was one of my biggest fears when I was like, shit, I gotta cancel this. Mm-hmm. So, but I guess the thing we're saying is also too is stretch goals and also add-ons, and we can get into that as well. Is add-on stretch goals tiers. We should probably do tiers next week as well.
Yeah.
Or even the meat and the potatoes of it, of building the Kickstarter to show you.
I mean, you can open it up. We can start to
you can
some buttons here.
Yeah,
I'm thinking like a dual screen situation where I'm building it here, and I've got one with me and then one with the screen on it, and we can kind of walk through. I think I want to before we do all that, like get on and sign in and do all that stuff before to be able to kind of get a feel for what it is before we do a live, so I don't look like a complete idiot.
And if you create one and save it, it's not like Kickstarter can come to your house and be like, David, you didn't launch this campaign. You can always delete it later.
Yeah.
We threaten him.
Hey, we need that 9%.
Hey, listen.
But I think that would be fun. I don't think I've never seen a show in all these comic shows I've done where people actually walk you through, that process. So I would get in there, log in, get used to, create an account, whatever you need to do. Go look at other people's pages, and then maybe in a couple of weeks we can come back and.
Yeah. Let's focus on the tiers next week or next time, 2 weeks. And then the next one after that. So that'd be a month away. The hopes that I can get on and feel comfortable with it, and we can maybe build it right then and there.
Yeah. I mean, plus too, I'll have a live campaign. So I can walk you through and say, hey, and then John can be like, Chad, this is terrible. I'm like, that's fair. But I will, so let's do that. Yeah, wait, are you really doing the Adventures of Argyle in print for $5, John?
$5. It is. We can talk about that now as we wrap up. I actually have a live campaign going right now, and it is only $5 for the book because it's a mini comic. It's only 10 pages. Okay. It was drawn by my daughter and colored by me is one of the stories. So it wasn't like even though I should be paying her because she's amazing, but it's a fun project. I didn't want to break the bank on it, but it's a mini comic. I love mini comics. I think that's scaring a lot of people off, to be honest with you. I think that people don't like the mini comic as much as I do.
I wholeheartedly disagree. I think it's a great idea.
Every time I do a mini comic, it seems like it's a struggle to get it funded, but I think people are very particular about the size of their books. Maybe.
Well, I think they want to get the bang for their buck.
Yeah.
And I think what it is,
they're used to it. You get the
I thought I backed it, and turns out I did not. I apologize, John.
No big deal, sir. There's a lot of books out there. You got a lot going on. I'll definitely, for helping me with some shipping and stuff lately, I'll definitely put you on the comp list. So don't worry about it.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. I'll sell your books if you want to ship me them. I'll sell them at Motor City Comic Con as well. I'll be like, fuck yeah, look at this book. Hell yeah. Like,
we don't want to take away from you pushing your books, but if you think you want to have an extra box where it's like, Friends of Rolling Squid Bones, I've thought about that for a while, having, a long box that people can flip through and get some other awesome creators' books. Get the word out.
I've actually thought about that too, and that's a whole other conversation as well.
Yeah.
Fun fact with Argyle, is that how you say it? Argyle?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You can get the cover and everything drawn by John Westup's daughter, and I think that's like the coolest thing ever. Like, I think that's a super underrated thing, is getting your kids involved with your creations.
And she was when she first kind of co-designed the character. I asked her, what would because she loves art. What would a spider look like crossed with an alligator? And then she drew me this awesome little picture. I was like, oh, it's got to go in the book. We got to have a sidekick. And then Dan drew it. And of course, he's an amazing artist. And then we talked about doing this stuffy, and she loved that. She made her own little commercial, which is on the campaign. I've tried not to, push it on her, but she loves to go to the conventions, sell the stuffy. She always brags about how she's a better salesperson than me. And, so I didn't want to force her on it. She drew their origin story herself. It actually was a couple years ago. Again, I didn't want to feel like I was kind of, harvesting my kids' abilities or whatever, forcing them to do it. So I asked her, if we put out a book and, you want to put the story in there, and she was all about it. I did color this cover. This is only the second time in Part-Time Comics history I've colored anything. So I'm pretty proud that I was able to make it look halfway decent. So yeah, it was a family affair. And that's an exciting thing. Hey,
that's awesome.
Yep, I have Argyle. So actually, this is my second Argyle. It turns out I bought two, and I didn't realize it. I
got about 100 more in my garage. If you want.
Great, you can send me as many as you want, and I'll sell them at the convention. Like, if you want to send me a bunch of them, I'll be like, hey, and we'll talk about. Anyway, we'll get into the business aspect of it, but.
You can't see it great, but this is one cover that will not be leaving the Part-Time Comics.
Is that the original?
This is the original.
All right,
on Bristol board. This is the first time I got her to. I've started to kind of teach her. When you draw, you got to ink over it so that it can be scanned, and
yeah,
if you want, we had a lot of fun learning. So it's definitely one I'll remember forever. But yeah, it is awesome. Struggling. A kid, all ages comics are not easy. Mini comics are not always an easy sell. So if anybody can share it out there, we certainly appreciate that. We only got 7 days left, and it's a modest goal to start the year, but always a struggle with these all ages books. What's up with that?
I think they do well, and I've heard mixed things. I heard that they do really good. They do really bad on Kickstarter, but they do really good at conventions.
Yeah. I think once a kid can pick it up, look at it. Although I've had plenty of kids come up and their mom's like, you want to buy that? And the parent's like, you can buy it. And the kid's like, no, I don't want it. I'm like, you rotten little kid. Your mom just said you could have it.
Yeah, right. Like, bruh. I think they actually, we're not going to get into the parenting thing of that because we're actually out of time, but
we are.
I feel like that's time. I feel like kids feel like they're in a trap when they ask people that, or when parents do that, like, you can buy it, and they're like, no, like, because then you'll get mad and you'll yell at me.
Yeah, I think you're right. So they know it'll come up later or something. They're like, I don't want that over my head.
They'll use it against you during an argument or something. Like, hey, remember when I bought you that? Well, now you got to do the dishes. Damn it. Go fuck yourself. And that shouldn't anyway.
But next time, in 2 weeks, we'll talk about your book and use that as our springboard to talk about setting up David to launch his first. And our ongoing series, Little Davey Goes to Kickstarter.
Little Davey Goes to Kickstarter.
I'm writing that down now as like we should get that what Dave does, like
it's the title of the stream.
Yeah, I know, but it's like it should be like Dave does that as like a comic, like Little Davey.
Actually, that'd be an amazing add-on. You do like a 24-hour comic of your pictures, you pulling your hair out.
Of your suffering with us, and like these guys are teaching me all
that Martin Short's in Three Amigos, like little Nettie goes to war, little Nettie goes to whatever it is. The little needle lander.
I
Great
would
stuff.
love
Well, we
that.
appreciate everyone who tuned in on YouTube and now Substack.
Yeah.
Hopefully, again, I was checking this out, and I know Chad was as well. But let us know any feedback on it, because we're practicing some multi streams, because we want to get the word of the cosmos out there to more of you peoples.
We need to. You
Says
need
we
to
have
like.
27 people watching on Substack,
Nice.
so hopefully that's good.
I sent a comment.
Hi, everybody.
So
I
don't
saw
know if you guys saw it. Okay, good. I'm glad you did. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, you guys can't see it on your end, but I was trying to watch for comments.
And we. So yay.
Yay.
So yeah, and then I think this also too. Once you're done with the stream, I think it gets sent out to your people.
Yeah, you can choose. It's there like in a post, like it in the feed. But if you want to like share it out as an email, it's super easy. It uploads to YouTube automatically. It's pretty cool.
Cool. Yeah,
I'll walk you through it next time.
Yeah, we should get together and figure out how to set it up, because one of the other things I wanted to. It looks like that the stream itself isn't cropped, so you could just see all the.
Yeah, I had it like this earlier so that you didn't have to see all my screen, but yeah, it's
so,
I got an OBS and kind of just screen grab, but we'll play with that in the future.
Yeah, that's fine. So it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, Dave. We're talking about technical behind the
Don't
scenes.
be sorry.
Maybe people want to hear about this. I will say, Chad, I don't have the greatest computer, and it's like eating up the memory. I can see like I'm starting to lag, so that's something to keep in mind when you're running two on at one time.
Not to toot my own horn, but I have a very powerful computer.
Oh, good.
Wow.
You bought out all the RAM before the
yes,
the data centers.
A powerful computer and a powerful right hook for your impending fight.
Yes, yeah.
I actually bought my son and I a new computer that I haven't set up. I'm glad I did, because if I had bought it this year, it would have been twice as much.
Right.
For like not like basic RAM. Not even, I didn't even get it. Damn.
My mom also gave me, which I was kind of happy about, her old PC as well. So I'm gonna use that as well as like an alternative. Like,
that's your porn computer.
That's Well, no, dude. I have my own. I have my shitty MacBook for my porn computer.
Nice.
Jesus Christ, dude.
That's what my phone is for.
Yeah, man. I'm filthy.
That's a good
So
way
my
to
secret phone is fair. Anyway, all right, guys. Dave, do you got anything to say about the Cosmos?
Cosmos a go.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Are you hitting the end stream, or am I hitting the end stream?
I don't know how to end the stream on Substack either.